phenomena. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Anthony Burridge and the Unity Band.
All your fears, all your doubts aside. Go of all the hurt you hold inside. You are welcome here, just the way you are. You are wanted here, so open up your heart. Receive the love all who gathered round. Gift of love right now. You are welcome here, just the way you are. You are wanted here, so open up your heart. Enough, enough, enough. So love, we knew, you know, we knew, you know, you are welcome here, just the way you are. You are wanted here, so open up your heart. You are welcome here, just the way you are. You are wanted here, so open up your heart. You are welcome here, just the way you are. You are wanted here, so open up your heart. Let's open up our hearts. Let's open up our hearts.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Unity of Calgary. My name is Anthony, and I am going to be your flight attendant for this journey. You are welcome. Actually, what is first here? I don't have a copy of the song sheet. Is it Pour Yourself in Me? Okay, then don't stand up. I mean, unless you like to stand up and meditate at the same time. We're going to do Pour Yourself in Me, and you're welcome to sing along. Pour yourself in me, pour yourself into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit, Whoa, wonderful Spirit.
Pour your love in me. Pour your love into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit. Oh, wonderful Spirit. Shine your light in me. Shine your light into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit. Oh, wonderful Spirit. Sing your song in me. Sing your song into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit. Oh, wonderful Spirit. Pour your joy in me. Pour your joy into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit. Oh, wonderful Spirit. Pour yourself in me. Pour yourself into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit. Oh, wonderful Spirit. Pour yourself in me. Pour yourself into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit. Oh, wonderful Spirit. Oh, wonderful Spirit.
Oh, wonderful Spirit. Oh, wonderful Spirit. Oh, wonderful Spirit. Okay, now you can stand up. If it suits your fancy, you can stand up. There is enough love here inside this room. Heal my heart of all that it's been through.
There is enough love here right where we are. So let
That love come from my heart.
there's enough love here inside this room to heal my heart of all that it's been through. There is enough love here right where we are. That love comes from your heart. There is enough love here inside this room to heal our world of all that it's been through. There is enough love here right where we are. Let's let that love come flowing through our hearts. There is enough love here inside this room to heal our world of all that it's been through. There is enough love here right where we are. Let's let that love come flowing through our hearts. There is enough love here inside this room to heal our world of all that it's been through. There is enough love here right where we are. Let's let that love come flowing through our hearts. Let's let that love come flowing
you to the band. Thank you to the band.
Thank you, Anthony and the Unity Band. Beautiful songs. Happy Mother's Day. Hey, woohoo. All you beautiful mothers out there, thank you for bringing your wonderful energy here to Unity today. My name is Bob Elwood. I'm part of the spiritual leadership team here at Unity of Calgary, and I'd like to welcome you all here, all of you who are present, and all of you out there watching on Facebook or YouTube. Welcome. Let us begin with an affirmative prayer. So just become present. Feel your body sitting in your chair. And see if you can sense spirit within you. Can you feel the love that is present inside you? The peace, the calm. If you allow your mind to still, you can feel it. For there is only one light, one love, one presence throughout the universe. And it flows into you, it flows through you, and it flows out from you into the world. For you are made of that light and love. You are part of that presence. You are connected to everything and everyone. There is no separation. And this light is good, which means you are good. Feel the love you have for yourself in this moment. Allow yourself to fill with that love. And then allow that love to move out into the world around you. Send your love out into the room. Send your love out into the community. Send your love into Mother Earth and feel that love being returned to you. And know that wherever you are, that love is present. And it is good. And so it is. How are you all feeling today? Good? Can you feel that love? Keep it pouring out. Keep it pouring in. Keep receiving. Keep giving. Here at Unity, we have a statement of being that we affirm each week. And I ask that you affirm it with me out loud here today. See if you can feel the truth of these words as you affirm them. We are here as love to celebrate the one power, the one presence in our lives, in this community, and in the universe. Yes. Every week, we have our daily word reading. And this week, the daily word's been around for 100 years. Wow, that's amazing. And today, our daily word reader is our very own Pandora Rain. Let's please welcome Pandora.
Good morning, everyone. Okay, Mother's blessing. She opens her mouth with wisdom and the teaching of kindness is on her tongue. Proverbs 31:26. I bless all mothers everywhere. The word mother brings to mind love, gentleness, nurturance, and compassion. Even if I did not experience these qualities from the woman who gave me life, I give thanks for them in everyone who has inspired me and touched my life. To my mother and everyone who has blessed me with a mother's care, I send you love. I say a prayer of thanks for your presence in my life and our lives, for the sacrifices you made to give me the opportunity to grow and learn. You taught me the power of love and gentleness and the strength found in giving. You taught me above all to be true to myself. You are a leader who has taught me to lead by example. I send you thoughts of infinite love and peace as I join with others in gratitude and joy today. Thank you.
Thank you, Pandora. Unity is a worldwide movement. There are hundreds of centers all over the world. And Unity Worldwide has a vision, and we've taken that on as our vision. So please affirm with me together. We envision a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. And how we do that here at the Unity of Calgary is through our mission statement. Please affirm with me. We are a welcoming, vibrant, spiritual community that inspires hearts and transforms lives by expressing our divine essence. So if that is what you desire, you are in the right place. Now, community news. Next week, we have our very own Vivian Martin. Yoo-hoo! Yes. Sharing her divine essence with us. Talking about grace under fire. Courage is grace under pressure, quoted in Ernest Holmes. Everything follows grace. Whatever the world presents to us to grow and stretch and learn from is where the roar of our fears calls to us. Looking forward to hearing that talk. Community engagement opportunities, volunteer opportunities. We're always looking for people to help with all of the aspects of setting up and tearing down and bringing snacks and setting up coffee and putting away chairs, bringing out chairs, setting up welcome tables. There's playing drums, joining the band. So many opportunities. And service is such a blessing. For much of my life, I spent most of my time trying to get because I felt so needy. I felt I'd never had enough. I lived in a world of lack that I created for myself. So I was always trying to get. And in the past few years, I've really started to embrace this idea of service, where to give is to receive. It's one of the basic tenets of the Unity movement. And I'm starting to get it, that the more I give, the more I get, and the less I feel that I need. And so it's a wonderful opportunity, not only to be of service to others, but to share your divine essence, which is part of our mission with everyone here. This community impacts me. This community impacts all of you. But what you may not realize is you impact this community with every act of service, with every week that you're here. You make a difference. So if you want to step more into service, please talk to me or anybody on the board, anybody on SLT. There's a sign-up sheet at the back for many different opportunities, and you don't have to do it every week or whatever feels right for you. Whatever you're called to share is more than enough. So please be involved. Take care of your community and give the gift of you so that we can all appreciate you. Next week, after Vivian's wonderful talk, we're going to have a potluck. So bring your favorite snacks, and if you're not feeling comfortable with the potluck, you can bring your own lunch and enjoy a meal together with wonderful people. And you get to learn a bit more about the different people that are here in our community. And after the potluck, we have our very own Alar Payton doing a healing circle. Our first one in our new center. So yay, she's going to bring her big mother drum. It's going to be anybody who's experienced that drum. It's quite a powerful experience. Anyone who's been part of a healing circle that Alara has facilitated knows how wonderful it is. So please come on out next week and experience it for yourself. As we do every week, we have our used book center over here. So if you need some new inspiration for reading, please come and check out the used books. They'll be there every week. There's a recommended love offering of $2 per softcover and $5 per hardcover. And there's some wonderful books there. So please check it out. Now, I don't know if we have we do have a slide. Linda Martello-Whitsitt wrote a book. She's wrote several books. She's a Unity minister, and she's the head of the Silent Unity now at Unity Worldwide. And she wrote a book called Pray Without Talking to God, How to Pray Without Talking to God. And she's doing this 3-week series, 3 Fridays, starting last Friday, then the 13th and the 20th. And I was part, as was Tina, we're part of the first 2-hour session from 11 o'clock till 1 on Friday, and it was wonderful. She truly is an amazing, inspiring author and speaker. So if you want to check it out, I highly recommend it. 11 o'clock on the 13th and 11 o'clock on the 20th.
Bob, can I just mention that class, it's Alara back here.
Oh, yes.
Those sessions are for people who've already read the book and are familiar with affirmative prayer. It's not going to be teaching the book, just so they're aware of that.
Yes, good point, Laura. Yes, thank you for sharing that. Yes, there's, for those who have read the book and that are familiar with the idea of affirmative prayer. I think you're still able to, even if you haven't read the book, you would still get a lot out of what she's talking about, because she really talks in a very practical sense about bringing home the fact that we are that which we're praying to. We are that love, that wisdom. You think of the 12 powers. We have all those 12 powers, understanding, faith. They're all inside of us. And she keeps bringing it home to come to that place within, to learn and become more of your own spiritual divine essence. Then on May 29th, we have our annual general meeting. This is a very important meeting for everyone in the community. It's also going to be an opportunity for us to share our appreciation for Claude. We're going to have a special presentation for Claude Pellerin, who's been our president for the past 6 years. He's given so much to Unity, and we are going to honor him for all his gifts that he's given, his divine essence that he's shared with us over these past many years. And it's also very important for everyone to show up, because we're voting in new members. We want to talk about the direction that we want to go in Unity. You know, what are we doing right? What are we doing wrong? We need your feedback. So please, it's going to be a general meeting. We're not going to put it on Zoom. So please come. It'll be right after the Sunday experience on May 29th. Come one, come all. Let's create a vision for unity that we can all share. And you do not have to be a member. That is very true, Tina. You do not have to be a member to join. You have to be a member to vote, but you don't have to be a member to share your voice at the general meeting. We're looking forward to having all of you show up. It's going to be, the best is still yet to come. So come on, share your vision with us. And then, of course, there's where to find us. And the best way to find us, you can see all the ways up there, but the best way is through our newsletter. It comes once a week, and you get all the details of what's coming up. And they've done such a wonderful job on the newsletter. And they've really condensed it so that it has just the important facts. So it's not a long thing. They've shortened it quite a bit so that it doesn't take very long to go through it and find out exactly what's happening here at Unity of Calgary. And now some more wonderful music from Anthony Burbage, The Garden. Just Anthony in his old song.
No, not my
Oh,
song,
this is
no.
not your song.
No, not my song. No.
Oh,
This is
okay.
Eddie Watkins Jr.'s song. Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, I think maybe two months ago now or something like that. I think I did this song with the intention. It was the beginning of spring, with the intention that it would be a fitting moment. But then it snowed that day, and we had a snowstorm. So then I waited, and now I think now we can say, okay, it's time. I was out doing yard work yesterday, actually, and I'm hoping to buy some plants and put them in the garden today because it seems like we're finally there. There is a garden where dreams come true, a beautiful garden where God's grace blooms. There is a garden where everything grows, a beautiful garden where love is sown. And in this place of light and love, you can have anything that you dream in love. There is a garden where dreams come true, a beautiful garden, and that garden is you. And in this place of light and love, you can have anything that you're dreaming of. There is a garden where dreams come true, a beautiful garden, and that garden is you. There is a garden where dreams come true, a beautiful garden, and that garden is you. Such a beautiful garden, that garden is you.
I'm so excited. Emilie, I'm so glad you're here.
Well, thank you, Myrtle. Hello, Unity friends. Hi, I am Trisha, and I am your Unity history guide today. It is, first of all, I have to say thank you for that beautiful song. So perfect, and you'll know why in just a moment. Actually, I was moved to tears. That is such a beautiful thought. That garden is you. It's just so beautiful. Anyway, we have 12 powers. And I'm inviting you today to tap into your power of imagination as I whisk you away to Unity Village in Missouri. Unity Village is the headquarters for the Unity movement, and it's a movement that has well over 2 million followers. Unity Village was lovingly established as an intentional spiritual community by the Unity founders, Charles and Myrtle Fillmore. The first 58 acres of the present Unity Village site were bought in 1919 in eastern Jackson County, Missouri, just 15 miles from downtown Kansas City. Charles and Myrtle continued to purchase more land and add more buildings over time. Unity Village has expanded to almost 2 square miles, and today it boasts over 1,200 wooded acres. The largest fountain, you can see that long fountain there in the picture. It's the largest in the metro. There's an award-winning rose garden, 2 buildings that are included on the National Register of Historic Places, and many other buildings. And the wide open spaces and distinctive Mediterranean architecture create such a tranquil atmosphere. And yours truly was blessed to be able to be at Unity Village once, and I can tell you it really is just an amazingly spectacular place. Unity Village is where all things Unity happen. The printing and publication house are in the basement of that long building that you see there. And that's where all Unity publications, like our beloved Daily Word, are produced. There are several chapels on site, and the most prominent and sacred is the Silent Unity Chapel. The cupola directly above the prayer vigil chapter always stays lit. They have a lantern up there that stays lit, and it acts as a guiding light for people. It's a comforting sight for people on campus, but for people who live in the surrounding area, they often say they look to that guiding light as a sense of comfort. And there is, of course, as we know from our prayer box and putting prayers there, it's a place where your prayer requests are held for 30 days in a 24/7 prayer vigil. Over the years, Unity Village has expanded and includes the hotel and conference center. Again, been there, beautiful. There's a bookstore, coffee shop, a nature trail, indoor and outdoor wedding reception venues, and there's even a golf course. But right now, the famous Rose Garden is where I'd like to take you specifically today. We're going to go to a little tea party with 3 very special guests that I've invited to join us. 3 very special women in Unity's history. Can you bring the microphone? Oh yeah, you're gonna need that, aren't you? Thank you, ladies. There we go, that was fun. Oh, don't knock the whole thing over. Okay, there we go. All right. Good afternoon, ladies. Thank you so much for agreeing to meet here today and share a little of your wisdom with us. So may I first offer you some quick introductions to these 3 beautiful women. So let me see. In the middle, we have Dr. Emilie Cady, who in 1882 was licensed as one of the first women physicians and has a homeopathic practice in New York City. Reverend Catherine Ponder on the end there is considered one of the world's most foremost inspirational authors. And of course, Myrtle Fillmore.
She went from being a school teacher to being founder of the Unity Movement, a non-denominational Christian organization that's impacted tens of thousands of people's lives around the world for over 120 years. So Myrtle, I'd love to begin with you, okay? And learn about who you were before you and your husband, Charles, created this beautiful Unity Movement and this amazing Unity Village that we're in.
Well, oh my. When I was a small child, I always felt at home in the outdoors. It fed my hungry soul. I spent hours in my Father's world, and I could see and feel God's presence everywhere I looked. This kind of personal relationship with God was not widely held, so I kept it mostly to myself. My parents weren't very well educated folks and did not think it was necessary for a girl to receive an education, so I would find my brother's books and spend hours studying all areas of mathematics and sciences. In spite of being in the middle of the Civil War, I pled with my parents to allow me to attend a local women's college. I was an eager student, thirsting for knowledge, and in no time, I received my teaching certificate. By that time, my father had died, and our family moved to Missouri, and I started taking teaching positions in one-room schoolhouses. At the same time, I was experiencing very ill health, as I had been diagnosed with tuberculosis at an early age and often suffered from weakness.
That's really interesting. Health is a common theme here. You see, our guest, Emilie Cady, as I mentioned, was one of the first women physicians. Tell us, Dr. Cady, how did you make this decision to embark on such a difficult path?
It certainly wasn't straightforward. As I was born in 1848 in a farmhouse in upstate, we were pioneer family, and my first job was a school teacher in a one-room schoolhouse in our hometown. And at the time, that there were very few jobs considered appropriate for a woman. But I had a passion for healing, and I dreamed of a career as a physician. I had to be strong. I had to brave the disapproval of society and to become a doctor of medicine. I knew God is always trying to pour more of himself through us into visibility, so as to make us grander, larger, fuller, freer individuals. I knew that God was working through me to manifest whatever he wished done by me. Hence, I could not fail.
So what kind of medicine do you practice, Dr. Cady?
As a homeopathic practitioner and metaphysician, I treat patients both medically and spiritually. One of the 4 comprehensive affirmations I work with is, I am spirit, perfect, holy, harmonious. Nothing can hurt me or make me sick or afraid, for spirit is God and God cannot be sick or afraid or hurt. I ask people to affirm this daily. You see, it is in claiming our holiness that we return to our wholeness.
Wow, that's a powerful statement. So I understand that you wrote about your experiences and observations.
Yes, I was inspired and influenced by, of course, the biblical teachings, as well as the philosophy of Ralph Waldo Emerson. And I was taught by the inspiring and dynamic Emma Hopkins, the New Thought teacher of teachers. All this led me to write and publish a book called Finding the Christ in Ourselves.
And that booklet is what eventually connected to you to Unity, right?
Oh, yes, yes. This booklet came to my attention, and I was so impressed with it that I lost no time in asking Emilie's permission to print and distribute the booklet. I also asked her to continue writing for Unity magazine. Our dear Emilie also wrote Lessons in Truth, and it's now considered one of Unity's core texts, and it's the most widely read book in the movement. Emilie, for people who might be reading this book 120 years from now, say about 2022, what lesson do you think would be helpful for them in this time frame?
Well, there are a lot of powerful lessons in that book, but I would say it would be the power of thoughts and the effect they have on our health. Everyone knows how strong thoughts can turn the hair gray, and how the pounding heart in our chest can make us feel so fearful, whether the fear is real or imagined. And strong thoughts of criticism, well, they can make the blood acidic and lead to rheumatism. And believing that God regards us as horrible sinners and that is watching us everything we do with thoughts of disapproval, that is causing so many problems. It is that deep discouragement that's sort of half paralyzing both the conditions of the mind and the body. So we must be mindful of our thoughts, affirming our good and our goodness and the goodness of God. God as spirit is the visible life force and intelligence underlying all physical things. God is the one power and the one presence that gives life to everything, and we are part of it.
Wow. Wow. That is really important and really helpful. Wow, thank you. I'd like to know more about the power of your thoughts and your book, Emilie. But first, let's find out how there even came to be a unity movement. Myrtle, in 1878, you met Charles Fillmore, who'd also been reading and studying religious matters since he was just a teenager. I think a bond was formed between you with some strong letters and visits through your 3-year courtship until you were married in 1881. So what was your life like at that time?
Oh my. Those first years were very difficult for us. I was 36 years old when I married, 9 years older than Charles, and we were eager to start a family together. We had 3 beautiful boys in 8 years, but my health was failing. I was sure I was not long for this world and that the predictions of my early death would be coming to pass. But at the same time, I satisfied my hunger for spiritual wisdom, and I still continued to attend lectures. I took every opportunity to learn more about the spiritual side of life. At one of these talks, I heard something that resounded deep within me, and I knew with certainty that my health would be restored completely, which it did within 2 years. I came to understand that life was a form of energy and could be guided by my thinking and my talking. So I got right down into my body and I blessed every single one of my life centers, and I thanked them for their faithful service that they had given me. They soon woke up and responded to my words and began to do their work beautifully and powerfully within me. I began to study how this came to be so that I could pass on this information to others who were suffering, both physically and spiritually.
Wow. I think I could take a few pieces of advice there. Thank you. So I heard that unity started in your home. How did that come about?
Oh, let me think. Well, a few of us started meeting in our home every evening, a time where we just would sit in silence and listen to the God in our being. It was a wonderful time spent in the presence of sweet spirit. and soon everyone began to feel the effects. We called ourselves the Society of Silent Unity, and this was our humble beginnings.
And I heard that unity, silent unity today is known all around the world. And people from all faiths call the prayer line daily. How did silent unity grow from a handful of people in your home, though?
Well, many others joined us, and soon we were way too big for our home. My husband, Charles, noticed the changes in our lives, and soon he joined us in this time of renewal too.
Huh. So Charles wasn't really even involved in the beginning.
That's correct, but he did become deeply involved very quickly. In fact, the name Unity came to Charles in 1891. We knew that there was great truth in all religious paths, and if we followed these teachings, we could be of service to others too. We emphasized that all religious orders should work together for the common purpose of oneness with God.
Okay, so Charles became involved, but still, how did silent unity grow so much?
Well, that's quite a story, my dear. In those early days, as word spread, we had hundreds of letters coming in every day. And in no time at all, it was impossible for me to respond to every single one. So I trained a few other women like myself on how to respond with truth and love. And the day that typewriters came, oh my, that was a real treat. And we were able to correspond with so many more souls. Then, of course, came the telephone, and we quickly moved to using this handy invention that enabled us to hear folks' concerns and speak with them directly. Now they tell me that Silent Unity receives over 4,000 prayer requests every month from people all around the world. This is one of the greatest ways that we can love one another. And that just warms my heart.
I bet it does. Today, Unity is an international movement with hundreds of centers and many thousands of members all around the world. How did that happen? I'm sure it must have taken some time.
Well, yes, of course, it did take time, but really what it took was faith. We simply took a few ideas that were received from the Father and practiced them. And in time, others were attracted to the same way of life, and we just simply grew from there. Many were the days when we did not have a dollar between us, and yet we persevered knowing that God's will was being done through us. Our faith kept us steadfastly on the path of service. Soon, so many souls were attracted to our work that we moved our operations out to Unity Farm. Well, that's what it was called back then. My son, Lowell, ran the printing presses and the publishing operations, and my other son, Rickard, designed and built all of the buildings. We had orchards and gardens, and folks would come all the way from Kansas City in their buggies to buy apples and cider and eggs and milk and produce of the very best kind. Soon, the Unity School of Practical Christianity was formed with eager students and teachers from all over the land, even from Canada. They learned, and then they too went out into the world to bring the unity message to all who were seeking it.
That's how books like Emilie's Lessons in Truth have been so integral to unity. This book has sold over 1.6 million copies since its first publication, and it's been translated into 11 languages and Braille. Why do you think so many people are reading your book, Emilie?
People are seeking spiritual understanding, I think. They are searching everywhere outside themselves for God, reading and finding and searching for that deep spiritual understanding. They are praying and wanting for revelation, the life-altering revelation of God in their own soul. Being conscious of the indwelling Father who is life, power, and peace right within themselves.
Yeah, I do believe that people are searching for answers, and it appears that your books provide a look at what our lives could be like if we really understood and lived from that place of knowing that God is within. I can see why your writings have been so integral to unity. Thank you for sharing your wisdom. Catherine Ponder, your work has also been very important within unity. I understand you became a unity minister in 1956 and have long been known as a pioneer of positive thinking. You're one of the world's most foremost inspirational authors, and your books, such as the best-selling series, get this, Millionaires of the Bible, are widely read. What prompted you to write so many books about prosperity and abundance?
Well, that's a good question, my dear. And I think it may have began because I grew up in Alabama, in a region that was very poor. From an early age, I noticed how children in my school didn't have shoes and had nothing to eat at lunch. This affected me greatly, and at first I wanted to wage a war on poverty. But then I realized, instead of acting against what I didn't want, why not study the source of prosperity and teach people about that?
What a great idea. Your first book, Dynamic Laws of Prosperity, which I believe you wrote in 1962, yeah?
Correct.
It was soon followed by Open Your Mind to Prosperity, and now your books are translated and read worldwide. Would you tell us, what's your definition of prosperity?
Well, to me, prosperity is a peace of mind, harmony with others, and physical health. Many people who attend my classes are surprised to find dramatic improvements in these areas of their lives, in addition to demonstrations of financial plenty.
So, Catherine, would you share with us some of the key points of living a prosperous life?
Well, first of all, being prosperous is not a sin. This is a mental block for many people. The Bible is the greatest prosperity textbook ever written. Jesus produced many prosperity miracles, including the multiplication of the loaves and fishes and the turning of water into wine at the Feast of Canaan. I believe Jesus saw prosperity and spirituality as one in the same. All good things come when we are aligned with God, and it is only attachment to possessions that is sinful. The ultimate prosperity secret is that God is the source of your supply. When you focus on other people or circumstances as the source of your prosperity, you tend to lose it.
There we go. What about all the beliefs that we've been brought up on or accumulated over the years?
There is a solution for those, and that is the practice of purification. Before receiving your good is an ancient prosperity secret. This principle involves clearing your mind out of clutter and negative emotions. In forming a vacuum, you allow good things to rush in. Begin by clearing out your home, your car, and your place of work. Many people are reluctant to throw away expensive things, even if they're no longer being used, just because they're expensive. But if you want valuable things to come into your life, you should get rid of those things you don't want, no matter what the perceived value.
So what's the real benefit in doing this, Catherine?
Well, once you begin this practice and you get your life and your affairs in order, people and situations lose their chaotic nature. People who are not right for your development will just drift out of your life. And the people and events that are necessary for your fulfillment will come into your life.
So I wonder, does forgiveness play a role in all of this?
Of course, my dear. It's part of the purification. It's one of the most important practices in building prosperity consciousness. Without forgiveness, you are bound to that person or condition by an emotional link that is stronger than steel. The practice of forgiveness is the only way to dissolve that link and be free.
You offer some really powerful practices, Catherine. And you also promote the practice of tithing as being essential to prosperity. Can you tell us about that?
I do, and I love tithing. Tithing is putting God first. While many people give in a mechanical way out of duty or obligation, in fact, the prospering power of tithing only comes when you lovingly, willingly, and gratefully give. You should tithe to whatever body or organization gives you and others spiritual inspiration, and they help lift up humanity. Money invested in spiritual things is never lost, but rather multiplied.
Wow, that is awesome. Thank you so much, Catherine. Well, we're just about out of time, but I'd like to give each of you an opportunity to just share some final thoughts. So let's start with Dr. Emilie Cady.
Thank you, my dear. Well, prayer and faith would be my words. Know that when we pray, we do not have to beseech God any more than we have to beseech the sun to shine. The sun shines because it is the law in its being to shine. Nothing can hinder the sun except our own free will. The sun may shine ever so brightly, but if you, through your willfulness and ignorance, place yourself in a cold, damp, dark cellar, well, you don't get any joy or comfort from the sun. And so it is with God. God cannot help pouring himself his unlimited wisdom, life, power, all goodness, because it is the law of God's being. Nothing can hinder him except our free will. God is ever present, even when we shut down, shielding ourselves from that greatest love there is. God never changes, no matter what we've done or not done.
Thank you, Dr. Cady. It's powerfully profound to know that God is within, and there is nothing I have to do to earn God's love, and I can't lose it, no matter what I do. Wow. Thank you for giving this precious gift of understanding that, Emilie.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you all.
Folks, Dr. Emilie Cady came to this world in July of 1848 and left in January of 1941. We remain grateful for her spiritual writings and all the contributions that she made to unity. Catherine, your last words.
Well, I guess I would say that it's simply not enough just to read about prosperity. It's through the words you speak and the thoughts you think that it can actually come to you. Speaking daily affirmations have quick results. Affirmations such as, "My financial abundance overflows today," or "Money flows in my life. I am prosperous." Thank you.
Catherine, we can't thank you enough for the contributions you've made to unity and to the world with your presence as a unity minister and through your many powerful writings. Catherine Ponder was born in February of 1927 and was writing for unity well into the 1990s. And Catherine is actually still with us today. And last but not least, our very dear Myrtle. Our very special Myrtle, do you have any final words for us?
Oh dear. Oh my. Well, I'm really not anyone special at all. I am only the soul who first caught the vision of this ministry and who nurtured that vision until others came along to help. We just received from the Father some ideas that proved wonderfully helpful in our own family, and then we started to share them with others, and they too were helped. It makes no real difference to others what we have done or who we are. But what is important is that we are doing what the Father has given us to do, according to our own best understanding. And if we have something to share that others want or that will help them, spiritual ideas and their radiance, well, then we are glad to share it.
Thank you, Myrtle. You are beautifully modest and humble. In 1931, when Myrtle was 86 years old, she felt she was being called to the other side. She took a few days to visit and speak with all the people that work at Unity Village and to thank them for their faithful service. 3 days later, she passed away. Myrtle Fillmore's legacy continues still to bless and uplift thousands of people. Hundreds of her letters were published in 2 books, one called Healing Letters and the other, How to Let God Help You. And in reading these compilations, you can still hear her voice and her spirit even today. Thank you all for joining me today in the Rose Garden. Thank you so much. And thank you for being here with these 3 beautiful mothers of unity. I trust you enjoyed hearing their stories and their wisdom. And maybe we want to give them a hand for what they have offered us. And perhaps you've been inspired, as I have been, to want to spend more time in that wonderful state of going within, where we renew our connection with the divine. And so let's do that now as we're led into meditation with a beautiful rendition of O Mother Divine.
O Mother Divine, your love creates all new life. You flow through me and everything. Oh, heal me, Mother Divine. Oh, Mother Divine, your love creates all new life. You flow through me and everything. Oh, heal me, Mother Divine.
Sweet, a divine that is within us, within each and every one of us, regardless whether we are man or woman. We connect that sense of nurturing, of love, of divine light, and we feel it in our hearts, in our souls. Breathe deeply that beautiful divine nature that you are. Feel it fill your soul, feel it fill your body. And allow your love light nature to simply flow out into the world. And know that the divine nature that resides within you flows all around you, is everywhere, and flows through you. The divine love and light that is all things, that is everything. Feel it around you. Feel it inside you. And just be with it in silence for a moment.
What a beautiful gift to grace yourself with this time, to be present to the truth of who you are. The beautiful God within that these Mothers of Unity shared with us is always there, not just here in this time of meditation, but with you in every moment of your life, even when you're not consciously aware of it. So bringing that sense of love and light consciously back into this room. When you feel ready, we have another beautiful song, A Mother's Love.
Thank you for watching over me. All of the sleepless nights you lay awake. Thank you for knowing when to hold me close and when to let me go. Thank you for every stepping stone and for the path that always leads me home. And thank you for the time you took to see the heart inside of me. You gave me the roots to start this life, and then you gave me wings to fly. I learned to dream because you believed in me. No greater power on this earth, no treasure equal to its worth. Give a mother's love. Thank you for every sunlit day that filled the corners of my memory. Thank you for every selfless unsung deed I know you did for me. Thank you for giving me the joy to search my soul till I could find my voice. And thank you for teaching me to be strong enough to lead. You gave me the roots to start this life, and then you gave me wings to fly. I learned because you believed in me. No greater power on this earth, no treasure equal to its worth. The gift of a mother's love. I thank God for a mother's
Thank you, Anthony, and the Unity Band for that beautiful music. Did you get the feeling that you stepped into the past for a minute or two? I sure did. What a wonderful way of presenting all of the wisdom that brought unity to the world. Let's give them all another warm thank you. Really brought it home for me. The simple truth that unity is sharing with the world, with us here. That prosperity is part of who we are. It's natural. Health is part of who we are. It's natural. And we can call it forth with our own intentions. I hope you're doing that every day. Are you? Huh? Don't forget who you really are. Now it's time for conscious giving. Together, using our time, talent, and treasure, we create this wonderful spiritual community. Thank you for the time and the talents and the treasures that you share with us here at Unity of Calgary. For without that, we wouldn't have a community. So thank you for helping us create this wonderful space that we have to share every Sunday. Now you can donate by sending an e-transfer to donate at Unity of Calgary, by going to our website, or by sending in a check. And there's still a few people who do that. They mail in their checks. So now let's please stand and sing our offering song as we hand out our offering bowls. Give with an open heart.
Grateful for this moment. I am grateful for my life, and I trust that a higher power will always be there to provide. That's why I give with an open heart. That's why I give with an open heart. Well, I place my faith in the Spirit, and I welcome each and every day. When I let go of all my troubles and worries, a new abundance always comes my way. That's why I give with an open heart. That's why I give with an open heart. I'm gonna give with an open heart. Yeah, I'm gonna give with an open heart.
And now I invite Cecil Wander up to bless our offerings.
What a moment. What a moment this morning. You know, I have a feeling that I had when I was 10 years old and I walked into Unity. Just great. Great. I can hear Ruthie Chu saying things like, listen, I'll tell you something about Catherine Ponder. She had a terrible time keeping secretaries when she started writing her book.
That's right.
On prosperity. What happened? Well, she hired people that to do the job that needed the money, and suddenly the husband got a job in another state, It was a very good paying job, and he took it. And this happened was the first 4 people that she had. So she had a waiting list built up right away. And that, of course, is Catherine Ponder. And then, of course, we all know about Unity and Charles and Myrtle. Charles was given a couple of pennies to start the building fund. Everybody laughed. He became very serious and he blessed it. 6 years later, it was $687, but he couldn't get money. That was nothing. You're going to buy property in Kansas City. So he moved and went into deep thought on it. And then a man by the name of Hagland came on the scene. And he was so impressed with this that he went out and mortgaged his business, mortgaged his home, and said, here's a loan, Charles. It'll get us started. It was $10,000. The man's name was Hagland. And we got to a real blessing from him. His daughter was May Rowland, the woman that spent the most time as the leader of Silent Unity to date. Now, let's turn this feeling that we have right now into a blessing, first of all, for our mothers. Our mothers, some of them have made the transition. We look back and suddenly we think not of form. We think of all of those little things that meant so much. And today, they well up within us. We feel the love that came teaching us how to tie our shoes. The love that came that showed us the proper way to sit down at a table and eat. And for some of us, the love that said, Cecil, wash your hands. Even the birds, look at the sparrows. They're out washing in the mud puddle. Yeah, but it's dirty water, Mom. So anyway, that's the blessing that we bring out for a day of mothers. And now let's turn it to our Sunday offering. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I receive, and all that I receive. Thank you. I can't put that on the table there. I'll put it with the word.
Thank you, Cecil. And also like to give a warm thank you to our mentor minister, Reverend Vicki Vanderhorst. It was her draft that she sent us that they had done the same sort of service at their Unity a few years ago. And so the script that we saw was first offered by her, and then the 4 ladies here changed it quite a bit, apparently, and made it their own. So thank you, Reverend Vicki, for the wonderful insights and inspiration. And as we do each week, we also have a blessing for the children. The blessing for the children in our lives, for the children of the world, and for our very own inner child. So let's go within and touch that spirit and use that to bless the children. Please affirm with me. We love you, we bless you, and we appreciate you exactly the way you are. Now let's take a quiet moment to go within, to bring our awareness to anything that we want to surrender into prayer. For we know that turning our concerns over to Spirit opens the way for abundant blessings to unfold. So if you have anybody you'd like to send a prayer to. You could imagine putting their name with your mind into the prayer box. You can allow that love within your own heart to go out to them, because it doesn't matter where they are or when they are. That prayer will reach them, and it will come back to serve you as well. You can also, if you have prayer requests, you can also send them to unityofcalgary.org online, or prayer@unityofcalgary.org. And if you're in need of an immediate prayer, maybe you're going through a tough time, you can call Silent Unity anytime, 1-800-NOW-PRAY. And those know that those prayers will be held in love for 30 days. And each month, we also hold other Unity communities in Canada in prayer. And this month of May, we hold Unity of New Westminster and Unity of White Rock in prayer. So just imagine how we can connect with all these different centers. If you're ever in Vancouver or on the island or in many other places in Canada, you can go visit them. And I'll bet you feel right at home. We see them all having the love and support they need to continue cultivating the unity consciousness and bringing the message of unity across our country. And now let us affirm our prayer of protection out loud together. The light that is God surrounds me. I am the light. The love that is God enfolds me. I am the love. The power that is God protects me. I am the power. The presence that is God watches over me. I am the presence. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. And so it is. And now we get to sing. So come on, stand up. Get the blood flowing.
Just before we do this song, let's say hello to our friends at home. There is Flo, Carrie, Claude, and Wayne. Woo.
But all the reasons that I have don't serve me anymore. 'Cause I can see how everything is a part of everything. I can see how everything is a part of anything. I am grateful, 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 grateful for it all. My reasons to give in, my reasons to give up. Though I've fallen on my path, I'll return my heart to love. 'Cause I know how my beliefs can affect the world I see. And I know how all I see can affect what I believe. Grateful, 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 grateful for it all. Part of life, but suffering's a choice. Oh, I fear and I won't hide. I won't give away my voice. Grateful, 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 grateful for it life. Grateful, 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 grateful for my life. Grateful, grateful for my life. Grateful, grateful for my life.
All right, let's all stand out in a big circle as we sing our closing song. And ladies, before after the circle, after we sing our closing song, please stay around because thank you to our generous offering from Cecil Wantner. We have a rose for each of you beautiful mothers to take home with you. Oh, beautiful women.
Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me.
We're grateful again.
Reason to be sad, reason to be sore.
But all the reasons that I had don't serve me anymore. 'Cause I can see how anything is a part of everything. And I can see how everything is a part of anything.
I am grateful, 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 grateful for it all.
My reasons to give up, what's going on my path. I'll return
My heart to love
'cause I know I'll find peace.
can affect the world I see, and I know how all I see can affect what I believe. Grateful, 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 grateful for it all. Say that pain's a part of life, but suffering's a choice. I won't fear, I won't hide, I won't give away my voice. Grateful, 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 grateful for my life. 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 Woo!
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. The clan